Hi, I'm David, also known as Dino, and I play bass guitar in RiEN.
I'm Ray, I play guitar.
I'm Ed, and I play guitar.
I'm Matt, and I play the drums.
And I'm Simon, and I'm on vocals. You're going to listen to Hell Is Where My Heart Is. Dark divide, our space between the hell we built ourselves and the heaven that we see. So we move, we stay with the weight of this world on our shoulders. I'm buried deep in the darkest depths with you. We built this tomb for two, and we found our broken piece by piece. We designed this darkness for 1,000 lives, but we hit the depths so deep that now we see our sun is gone. Where do we go when our days are done? Do I even care when I'm not with you? Hell is where my heart is. From my first to your last, they say this too shall pass. Do I even care when I'm not with you? Hell is where my heart is wrecked. On the shores of that violent storm, with no morals left between us, no signs on the final form. And I've come too far now, so many in my wake, but you want to reach the heights. But I'll burn every bridge you take. And we designed this darkness for 1,000 lives. And to the depths, I'll drag you down. And to the depths, I'll drag you down. But now our sun is gone. Where do
How did you guys all meet and come together to form the band?
So it started off as Matt started a band with Daryl and another guy. Then they roped Ed into it. The other guy left. Was it Luke?
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke left. And then Ed roped me into it, who then roped Dino into it, who then also roped Simon into it.
There's a lot of roping.
There's a lot of roping.
I think pretty much it's all some mid-30s guys. We've all been in bands before in the local scene.
Yeah.
Not quite 30.
Early 30s, one in the early 30s. And we kind of just wanted to get together, all had the same similar tastes in metal, so we kind of just gravitated towards each other. We just kind of built it up piece by piece. Simon was the last piece of the jigsaw puzzle to add. Thinks he gives us a little bit of a difference with the clean singing.
That was an emergency measure. They couldn't find anyone else.
Well, it's worked out great, emergency measure.
Where did the name RiEN come from?
Yeah, that's my fault, that one. Anytime you come to make a band, you end up with a list of about 1,000 names.
Yep.
They're all taken or they're rubbish, and no one can agree on any names. So we ended up going for a name in the end that literally means nothing, not in English.
Yeah.
It's caused endless problems of pronunciation.
RiEN.
We've been called every other name, but RiEN, RiEN, RiEN. Yeah. I think it would probably be a mark of popularity if people knew how to pronounce it one day. That word would have spread enough to know how to pronounce it.
We've generally played a show where we've been standing in the crowd watching one of the other groups, and it was like, yeah, give it up for RiEN. And we all just looked at each other and went, did he mean...
I think Ryan was playing.
Yeah, who?
Did he mean RiEN? Did just his mate Ryan in this crowd?
Was there a moment where the band started to get serious?
I think getting some decent recognition within the local scene, getting some airplay on BBC Radio. They've supported our last 2 singles.
Yeah.
So I think just getting a little bit of stamp of approval that you're going in the right direction and that you're wide enough in appeal, not only appease kind of the metal scene, but also the more commercial aspect of it. So I think that's been kind of a driver for us to kick on and get an EP sorted and start gigging more.
What does melodic metalcore mean to you and your sound?
That is a difficult one, and I think we're still trying to define what our sound means for kind of a broader audience, because I think melodic metalcore would still entail some heavy vocals, but we just don't have that at all. I think we're still trying to find out where we fit within the genres, and that was kind of as close as we could get.
We
to
are
it.
too heavy to play with rock bands, and then play with metal bands. We might be seen as like too light for playing with all the other acts that are all like aggressive vocals. So we do sit at an awkward spot on slots. But I think it's nice for us to like stand out and be something that's different within we've got the heaviness of the guitars and the drums and the bass and the nicer vocals that have the opportunity to be able to sing along when people know stuff.
Yeah, I think we're across genres at the moment.
Yeah, we're just kind of in the middle, really. We can be whatever you want us to be, really. It's nice.
I wouldn't go that far.
What would you say is the significance of the melodic part of your music?
I'd say that's the key. The key part to us is melody, trying to fit in with Simon's clean vocals and really just give him a platform to shine, because we really want to promote the catchiness, the harmonies of Simon's vocals, and really I think that is the point that sets us apart. I think there's a lot of heavy guitar work that you can do quite easily, and some bands do that fantastically well, but we want to make sure that that melodic layer is really emphasised. Dino does some great work with some orchestral backing to us that really then pushes the vocals to another level, and we're hoping that when the EP comes out it'll really hit home kind of the production quality and how Simon's vocals can sit on top of it all.
Yeah, and I think that melody kind of really harks back to when we were all young in the noughties, and that's kind of what we're all listening to, and that's going to be a real big part of who we are. So I don't think you can probably separate us from that kind of melody.
Who have been the biggest influences for the band?
I think we're pretty diverse, aren't we?
Kill Switch is always one, comes up a lot.
Yeah.
Big melodic hooks and clean singing parts. Riff-wise, it's probably more kind of Swedish, In Flames and stuff like that for guitar work, soil work. But it does vary because we kind of have breakdowns as well, so we still have that kind of the metal core parts of things.
Yeah, there's definitely some early 2000s metalcore, because that's just what we kind of grew up with, really. I can't move on from the As I Lay Dying riffs, but there's definitely lots of soil work and Swedish references when it comes to the melodic parts and the choruses. You're a bit more on the diverse end of the spectrum, aren't you?
Archspire and John Williams.
But it's good to have that spectrum of
Yeah.
influences, because then otherwise if we really just go down one route, we'll be pigeonholed into one thing and there's probably nowhere to go with it. But we can draw a little bit from
From each of it.
Simon on one, a bit from Dino on another, and we'll still be metal, still be melodic, that's our core, but we can push the boundaries a little bit as we go.
Yeah.
And, like, vocally, it's very different again, because like I'm not as heavy as some of the other guys, so like I was singing along with more like Evanescence, and get a lot of Miles Kennedy going on as well, so that kind of sneaks its way in whether I like it or not. It appears. So yeah, that kind of is again another different layer on top.
Which song would you show new fans?
Abandon All Hope.
Yeah, Abandon All Hope's probably the one.
I think it probably showcases a little bit of everything that we've got. There's some speed, there's some good riffs, big choruses, and just generally quite a good melody throughout, but it's all compressed into 4 minutes worth of song, so it's not like a 7-minute epic that you'll need to sit down and study, but it's got all the elements there that shows us. Yeah.
You're about to listen to Abandon All Hope.
So now we stand before these gates.
So how does your songwriting process start?
It starts here, it finishes here,
I'll come back to it.
and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess at the moment I've taken on the bulk of the songwriting, so the basis of the songs will be guitar written by myself. But then once we've got that foundation, then it will obviously go through Matt's filter, Dino's filter, Ray's filter. We'll come out with a piece of music that's not too far off where we started, but certainly enhanced. And once we've got that down, I write the lyrics and we'll get together with Simon. And unfortunately I can't sing, so what I write on page, Simon will do his own thing.
Have a layer of interpretation on top.
Absolutely, yeah, and he's got the freedom to do that, and then we end up with something pretty good.
Thankfully, Ed's been pretty heartbroken in his life, so he can write some pretty heartfelt lyrics. He's been crushed by the weight of the world.
Oh, no, right. It's that 9 to 5 office job getting me down.
But it's, we've changed choruses on songs. We've had it like one way for like so long, and then we've just decided like the chorus isn't working as well as we'd hoped it would. You know, it hasn't landed as well as we'd hoped it would. So we've gone back and we've changed stuff before then we then set it in stone with an actual recording as such.
So not a dictatorship. If people don't like bits, then we change them, or we rework it until we like it. Or if a song's just not working, then we punt it into oblivion.
Do your songs change a lot from the first demo to the final release?
I think so, to a degree. We work on it live a lot, so together. Like a lot of bands seem to these days just send it back and forth and do it all digitally, but we tend to rehearse quite a lot. I wouldn't say that the structure changes, but overall drum parts will probably change, and it might be, a half-time bit becomes a regular time part, or feels change, which changes the feel of the whole track. But mostly, it's usually there, isn't it?
Yes.
It's pretty collaborative, yeah. Take
With a good laugh.
bits we swap out that just don't work.
Like Lego, you plug a different bit in.
Yeah.
Plug one bit, plug a different bit in. Sorted.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Sorted.
Perfect Lego.
Lego.
analogy.
You can tell who's got kids.
Do you think more about how a song sounds on stage or in the studio?
I kind of feel 50-50 on it.
For Dino, it's definitely the studio, yeah.
Because we've been in bands, we've all been in bands for years. You can't get away from having the song powerful live and having no part where the song just drops out. You can get away with things in the studio because you can just pump up volumes or gains at various stages to make it consistent.
We had a song in the set previously that was, the set was here, and then the song just live just went, just dropped down and then came back up to like another height. The song in itself is not bad. It's just we then sort of like sat back, was like, we've got to take that out and put sort of something else in there. So obviously we've changed the set a little bit so it keeps at the same intensity when we're playing.
I think I write for live, but once it's gone through everyone's filters, then we really focus in on, well, this part will sound good in the studio, so then we'll focus in on that.
What gear and equipment do you use live?
For the backing tracks, I run everything off of my iPhone for all our gigs and rehearsals. So I have like a board system, and Dino makes the tracks. So one splits left for the tracks and right for the click. Yeah, left, whatever way he's done it. And then that, for every practice and every gig, that runs everything. So I hit play and then we just play the set. I get in-ears with a click, and then out to the PA. They get all the fancy twinkly pianos and stuff that Dino does. And strings, orchestras.
Flutes.
So I think with that would be, we can play it without that, but it's crucial. Without that, is it ride or die?
So essentially the band is Matt's iPhone.
Yeah. If that's not charged.
Oh, yeah.
We're knackered.
But I'll probably say the three of us use quad cortex live, so that's like a big change. And I think things have come on so much in the modeler world. I think there's still some pushback for switching to modelers, really. And I see online there's
both of us have been sort of like quite die-hard like valve amp guys for most of our lives, and then that switch over to digital, it was a bit of a jump, but it's there's so much versatility in the quad cortex, and being able to just do whatever you want and having access to so much stuff. I think the only thing we've used our valve amps for is for reamping.
So in the studio we'll take a DI tone and we'll reamp it through a PV6505, which we'd previously been lugging around to gigs, but I think we're a bit too old now Well, certainly I am. To be lugging a 6505 up some stairs, it just kills my back. So the chord cortex carrying it around,
That's it, yeah.
you'll get 95% of the way to a good tone. So that's kind of good enough for us.
Yeah.
And for me, it's my in-ears, because standing next to flipping Matt, I can't, my poor ears, it's so loud.
It's right, he's in another room today.
Yeah.
It's not going to help.
Have you tried anything unconventional with your music?
Well, I do just edit random sounds and put them in the music. If it fits, it fits. Like some of the, like I've got random noises. I can't even remember what it is. An African instrument, but there's some of that in there.
Every now and again there'll be a breakdown and suddenly a horn section will come in from out of nowhere and scare the life out of me. We temper that down somewhat when it gets to the studio.
I just play around. If it works, it works. If they tell me it's too much, I ignore them and leave it in there anyway.
That's right about it. Yeah.
Dino is a musical wizard. He sneaks all sorts of things in there.
This next song is called Still We Dream.
We should know better by
Would you say your live shows have evolved since you started performing?
Definitely.
I should hope so.
It's certainly evolved from our very first show, and it's still evolving. I think it's getting better every show that we do.
This is my first band as a proper front man, so normally I'm hiding behind a guitar, so learning how to be on stage it's been a journey. Every time we're up on stage, I think we're getting a little bit better, a little bit more refined, a little bit less pointy. Yeah, so it's good. And we've got the lights now as well. Ed's got some lovely lights on stage, he's very proud of.
Just trying to distract from your need to point at people in the audience
Exactly.
constantly. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting a lot tighter, and I think that just comes with getting out there and practicing it live. You find out what does and doesn't work.
What's been the most memorable gig that you've played?
I'm normally too drunk to remember.
I mean, for me, it was our first gig was at Leo's Red Lion, and like to randomly be on a stage in front of hundreds, well, maybe like 100 odd people, 250 people. It was like, that's not a bad first gig. So even though, you know, I don't think we were the best we've ever been, for me it was quite a memorable first gig.
And then a year later, so as part of the Metal to the Masses competition, that was our first ever gig. And then a year later, we were back in it, thought we'd give it another go, and then we got through that, didn't we? So it was almost like a mark of progression, really, that a year later we come back to the same competition, same stage, and everyone responded well to it, and then we went through from that heat. So yeah.
Have you had any embarrassing on-stage moments?
Not really crazy stuff.
No.
But that gig when your cable kept popping out the back of the speaker, that was fun.
frustrating, wasn't it?
The
Yeah.
one in Gillingham,
Yeah,
It just rattled out the back of the speaker.
About every other minute in a song, the speaker cable would rattle out of the input of my cab, so I suddenly stopped working. I'd just stop and go, reach over, plug it back in, back to playing for a minute, get a good minute before I'm doing it again.
But surprisingly, we haven't done anything too stupid though.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, give it time.
plenty.
I did nearly fall down the steps at
The brewery.
the brewery.
Yeah.
I
You didn't see a step.
I did not know there were steps there, so but I only went down one of them, so it was all right.
It did look a bit weird on camera. It looked like you were trying to escape, and then you changed your mind and walked back up.
Are you working on any new music at the moment?
Going to be recording a new EP, re-recording or redoing some of the old songs and putting on with these 3 new ones, which is a definite evolution of the sound and a big change up of stuff. But
Yeah, the next one I think is our best one that we've done so far. So
Yeah.
yeah,
He
it's
said
gonna be
it
good
now.
when it comes out.
Just
No pressure.
Not quite ready yet to play live, but yeah, a lot more, I guess, technical, but leaning heavily into the melody side of it now to get it some even hookier choruses in, bigger catches, and just
tricky drum parts.
tricky everything, really.
Damn you,
Fun.
Ed.
Fun parts.
You're about to listen to Shy of the Depth.
Can we learn to live in the shallows? I was never built to wanna drown for you. At first light, we cut the ties with no end in sight. If we can live in the shallows, we won't last, adrift in the sorrow. At first light, we cut the ties with no end in, no end in sight. Sense of right from wrong. Did we drift too far from home with a foolish task? One leads where we can't turn back, and soon you'll see my arm once surrounding me was so strong, so weak. Can we learn to live in the shallows? I was never built to wanna drown for you. At first light, we cut the ties with no end in sight. If we can live in the shallows, it won't last. How did we drift so far from home? Can we learn to live in the shallows? I was never built to wanna drown for you. At first light, we cut the ties with no end in sight. If we can live in the shadows, we won't last, adrift in the shadow. At first light, we cut the ties with no end in, no end in sight. No end in sight. Can we learn to get this far with no sense of right from wrong?
Who's going to survive the longest in the zombie apocalypse?
I'd be the first one to go,
You think?
100%.
Yeah.
I'm limping at the moment, so
Yeah,
I'd
you
probably be
guys.
second.
Gammy ankle.
You're world and wise because you're the oldest. So
I don't know. I think I'll be quite resourceful.
how long until you resort to cannibalism to survive?
I'd be
But
in
I
2
think that's
days.
probably going to be my downfall.
Nah.
I'm just a pig.
Cannibalism is always the downfall, isn't it?
Why's that downfall?
Yeah, Ray.
You and Matt, I reckon. fight to the death.
How many axes have you got?
Well, none. So
A winner! How many samurai swords you got?
also none.
Yes!
I'll try and defeat you by throwing a drill at you.
You can borrow one, I've got enough. I'll lend them out, we'll all survive.
If you were all a family, who would be each member?
I think we've been
Is that natural
maybe
fit?
a throuple.
Yeah, you could do that. Modern.
A child and a weird uncle. Yeah.
Who would survive hours upon hours of torture for the longest?
I know. I'm going to say Dino because he sits there and listens to the same stuff over and over and over and over and over and over and over again just to be able to just write all the MIDI.
I only do it about 40 hours a song.
To the point that your mum told you to shut the fuck up the other day.
I was just going to go Dino because he enjoys it.
Yeah.
Whoa! He's one of those tough guys that just walks around.
Those tough guys.
Like his arm's falling off and he's like, what?
It's but a flesh wound.
Who derails rehearsals the most?
Yeah, I'd probably say if there's a gap and someone's playing, 9 times out of 10 it'll be Dino.
I don't practice at home, so when I
Nice,
get
that's
the
good.
You misunderstand the word rehearsal and practice.
Do you have any messages for new fans watching today?
So our next gig is on the 29th of July in Brighton at Dalton's, right on the seafront, so it should be a lovely time. Get an ice cream.
Bring the
Fish and
family.
chips.
We'll get a bit of rock.
Oh yeah.
You can check us out on our Instagram, which is RiEN Band.
If you want to listen to any of our music, you can find us under RiEN UK on Spotify or Apple Music.
Deezer.
Deezer? I've never Deezered anything. Does anyone Deezer?
These nuts.
Black files.
Got him!
Thanks for watching, everyone, and listen to our EP on all of the streaming platforms. We've been RiEN.
Thank you to Hydrus Live. This is our last song, and it is Parallax.
in the blood of disillusion. I'm condemned, but you paid your part. You bear the cross of a martyr, such self-deception. Or could these thorns ever claim your crown? Ooh, is this the fate of the faithless? If you embrace your self-deception, we'll never bridge this great divide. Maybe it's the constant agony of feeling less alive. My hollow heart inside, it speaks of this endless suffering reflected in our eyes. Your hollow heart inside, it speaks to me. Your hollow heart inside, your hollow heart inside, it speaks to me. Your hollow heart inside, your hollow heart, it speaks to me. If you embrace your self-deception, what will become of me?
Thank you. We've been RiEN. We've been at Hydrus Live. Thank you very much.